Hi, hello, and welcome back to the good stuff that we are doing. Today in this video, we're going to look at the fourth problem from the 2026 MIT Integration B exam. And this one over here, we have absolute values, and we know how we define absolute values. They equal x if x is bigger than 0, and they equal negative x if x is less than 0. So, but this thing is very clumsy. Let's just define the first f sub 1 of x to just be the absolute value of x. So basically f sub 2 of x would be the absolute value of f sub 2 of x is the absolute value of x plus the absolute value of x. So which is the absolute value of x plus f sub 1 of x. So since everything is going to 2026 times, we're looking for f sub 2026 of x, and let's just put it as the integral from negative 1 to 1 of f sub 2026 of x dx. Okay, better that way. Then we can split, because of the property of absolute values, we could split it into two intervals. This is going to equal the integral from negative 1 to 0 of f sub 2026x of x dx plus the integral from 0 to 1 of f sub 2026 of x dx. So now that we have done it into two intervals, we are going to try to study f of x. Okay, if let's say case 1, let's say x being less than 0, let's say on this first part, then let's say f sub 1 of x, which is the absolute value of x, will basically be negative x. Will basically be negative x because s is less than 0. Then f sub 2 of x, which is the absolute value of x plus absolute value of x, would be absolute value of x minus x, which is 0. So because absolute value of x is negative s, then f sub 3 of x, which is the absolute value of x plus the absolute value of x plus the absolute value of x, we have already said that this is equal to 0. So this is going to equal absolute value of x, and which is going to equal negative x. So what about the odd cases here? So f sub 4 of x, basically this is basically x plus f sub 3 of x. So that would be x minus x, which would be 0 too. So I think we have a pattern here that if n is even, then f sub n is 0, f sub n of x is 0. Then if n is odd, f sub n of x would equal negative x. Okay, so now, but n is even, n equal 2026. So basically, if x is less than 0, everything will become 0. So this first integral actually boils down to 0. So basically, our question is now reduced to finding the integral from 0 to 1 of f sub 2026 x of x dx. Now, okay, in this case, x is bigger than 0. Say f sub 1 of x is absolute value of x, which is x. Now f sub 2 of x is absolute value of x plus x. Absolute value of f sub 1 plus f sub 1. Absolute value of x plus f sub 1 of x. So that would be absolute value of x plus x, which is absolute value of 2x, and which is basically 2x, because here we take it for granted that x is positive. So f sub 3 of x is going to be absolute value of x plus x plus f sub 2 of x, which is going to be x plus 2x, which is 3x. So basically, I think we can conclude that f sub n of x is going to be nx, and since n is 2026, so f sub 2026 of x is going to be 2026x. So basically, our problem now is going to equal the integral from 0 to 1 of 2026 x dx, which is 2026 times the integral from 0 to 1 of x dx, which is going to be 2026 times x squared over 2 from 0 to 1. So basically that would be 2026 divided by 2, which is 1013, because here is 3, here is 1, here is 1, so 1013. So that is that. So thank you very much for watching, and please do subscribe to the channel. Bye and have a nice day.